Okay, welcome back to Delboy's Garage. This is about something very important. Today's is pre-ride checks. You could also call them first use checks. In my job as a bus driver, we do that to buses. Every time you take a bus from the bus depot in the morning, you walk around the bus, you fill out a special card, and you make sure that the bulbs work and everything's working and the bus is safe to take out. You're given a section that you're responsible for of checking. And I should think that's most important on your bike as well. I've always done it on my bike. I think it's essential. It's a bit like a pre-delivery inspection or a pit crew check. You're taking your motorcycle out onto the highway. You've got the legalities of the law and the statutes to take care of. You've got your safety and you've got the longevity of your consumables. Those three things all come into bear with your pre-ride checks. So what I'm going to do today, the Discovery guys have been putting these videos up and they're shortening them to 7 minutes. So for two reasons I want to do this video in two halves. This little bit of waffle now explaining about what pre-ride checks are and why we do them, and then we're going to kind of pause it in the middle, then reintroduce the start, and then we're going to do the whole thing within 7 minutes. And like I said, for two reasons. One is because I want to show the people doing this, the new riders who don't do it. And there'll be you out there who don't do this more than a week. My boss the other day said he doesn't check his tyres more than once a week. That's just mad. There's so much information to be gleaned from checking your tyres every day. Indicator information, stuff that indicates what's happening with your bike. And it's very important. The other side of it is that the video, being just 7 minutes, is going to be filmed in real time. I'm not going to pause it, not going to edit it, not going to cut anything out. You're going to see it from start to finish in one take. And the principle of that is it will show you how long it takes. It is ever so simple. You just need a piece of paper with a list. That list is exactly what you check every single morning before you go out on the road. There are other things. You can keep going. You can keep checking your bike till you've almost done a service. There are just the basics. This is what it is, a pre-ride check. It's before you ride the bike on the road, checking the things that are important, that are going to strand you by the side of the road, get you pulled over by the side of the road and get you a ticket, such as lights not working. And obviously there's a more important side of your lights not working. If it's pitch dark and your back light's not working and you're doing 30 mile an hour on a fast road, that truck's going to come up behind you at 60. You don't even want to know the rest, do you? So there's a safety aspect to everything. A chap that's blogged back and forwards with me just recently, a comment he made was very important. He did say that the police do pull you over for your best interests. They're looking to make sure your bike is safe, and it is nice if the police do pull you over for you to prove it's safe, for it to be safe when checked. The vehicle inspectorate will pull you as well. From time to time they'll just do roadside checks, and when they check your bike, if it's completely safe, you just get the moral high ground, and that's good. It makes you look like a good rider, you give us all a good name, and that's what we're all about. Motorcycling is a dangerous pastime, and keeping yourself safe is the most important thing above all other things. So let's stick around, stay tuned. We're going to pause it now, we're going to start again, and we're going to do these safety checks in one take. I'll show you just how easy it is, how simple it is, and we'll go through, while we're doing it, just a couple of reasons why. So stick around, stay tuned. Okay, now what we're going to do very quickly, on a timer, we're going to do a full safety check of the bike just before we ride it up the road. So here's what we do. You come into the garage the night before, you've put the bike away, and there's a job to do before you go inside and have your dinner. Get some chain lube, come to your bike, put it on a main stand or put it on a paddock stand, and get yourself a telltale link. Use a bit of nail varnish or Tip-X and make one of your links conspicuous, and then just hold the old chain lube. You can use what you like. I use that. I've always used that because it doesn't build up. And then just spin the wheel round, one pass of the chain, done. That's it. Do that the night before. The reason is that the chain when you get home after a ride is hot, and a hot chain is more receptive to sucking in the lubricant than it is when it's cold, and that's the best time to lube a chain and check the tension as well. So we've done that. The next morning we come out, we're going to work. 6-minute safety check, tyre pressures. Get yourself a gauge. I bought one of these, little tiny thing, you keep it on a key ring, just a digital pressure gauge. First thing, we'll do the back tyre first. We're going to do this one. Do you want to come round?
Yep.
Find the valve, undo, pop it on top. There we are, 39.5, correct. While you're here, quick visual safety check of the tyre. Rub your hand over it, you'll feel anything sharp stuck out of it. Nail heads, screw heads, bits of old shite, all sorts. Also little cuts, watch for them. There's a little cut there, that needs a bit of attention at some point. I will deal with that, but I know it's there. If you see a fresh one, so you'll start to build up a bit of relationship with your bike, you'll understand it. You'll start to see little things and spot them and they'll nag you. and you'll know they're there. Front tyre, same check. Now your tyre pressures, whatever they are, check them, they're in the book. That's correct for the front. And while we're down here, we do the next check. The next check is the fork seals. So come in and down, pal. Okay, there we are. You see that telltale tide line like, around your tyre, around your fork's leg, you know you've got an oil leak. So you've got to get them changed. The oil level in the fork is about here. So it's going to run out, down the fork, contaminate your brakes. You must deal with gone fork seals. And every day just give a quick visual check, make sure they're not gone. But go, all of a sudden you won't see it. Next thing, so we've done the tyre pressures, we've done the fork seals. A bolt check. What's a bolt check? I'll show you. On your bike, take the time up front the night before or one weekend to do this business. Just mark a little dot on the bolt and on the body. On the bolt, then on the body. Like that, on both halves. Now if that bolt moves and undoes itself, you're going to see that dot round here. Or that's going to come out, that dot will be round here. And you'll know that. So that takes a second. It's just glancing. Glance at them, do the other side, come around the back here, wheel axle, adjust the nuts. On mine up here, because we've lowered it, I've got dots on there, I've got them underneath. I've got about 10 on this bike. You can put them wherever you like, but they are the critical fasteners, the things you really don't want coming undone. Just put a little dot on the body, little dot on the bolt itself, and it gives you an ability to just glance. And your bolt check takes seconds, so that's done already. Bulb check and horn, this is quite important. Easy enough, on the bike. Ignition on. It's alright. Turn off the kill switch because it isolates the coils and they don't overheat. So we've just got the ignition on with the bulbs and the lights. So first thing, around the front, side light, working, headlight, check, main beam, done. Indicators, done. While we're at it, we'll do the back ones. Just use your hand as a reflection. You can see that's working, or you can use the back of the garage door, whatever. Brake light, and check the back brake light as well, because that's very important. Sometimes you might just drag the back brake rather than anything else and not use the fronts. Little check on the horn, that's all done. That's that. Check everything's off. So we've done the bulbs, the horn, oil level. A lot of people neglect their oil level. You don't check it for any other time, so why not do it when you do your pre-ride checks? It's in a little sight glass down here. Now that's halfway across, and I've been watching that drop for a few weeks. I know I need to top that up, but it's okay at the moment. So you're building a bank of knowledge. I know it's a little bit low, so I'm just going to keep an eye on it, and it's halfway across the glass at the moment, so that's fine. That needs about half a pint, and I'll do that shortly. Last thing, second from last, fuel level. You've got a journey to do. This is important. If you're going to work and it's 25 miles and you've got 20 miles of fuel, you're not going to get there, are you? So make sure you go the route that goes via the garage, and you've got a £5 in your pocket for some fuel or whatever it might be. It's very important to check the fuel level. The other side of it is, a lot of people don't do, check you can get your cap open. One of my friends, George, his buddy was out and he snapped the key off. We're in a petrol station, snapped the key off in the lock, probably because the lock was neglected and didn't move. And this lock itself, it gets all the weather in it, so just make sure it goes in, press it down, you can get your cap open, and you can put fuel in when you need to. As with all your locks, now and again get some WD-40, the little red tube, pop it in there, run that in and out so your key works and everything's as it should be. And that's it. The final job is something you should know already. This is something that should be in your memory. It's access to rescue. What does access to rescue mean? Very simple. Make sure you can get home. Don't get stranded. Do you have a mobile phone? Do you have breakdown cover? It comes free with road insurance now. We just took the insurance out for the Hayabusa. What do we get, Pen? Free.
Year's RAC roadside.
A year's RAC road comes free with the policy. Make sure you got some. A friend of mine just recently got a puncher in the back of his GSXR. Phones me up at the pub. Can you get me home? Do you know anyone with a van? He lived in Reading, I think. Was it Reading?
Basingstoke.
Basingstoke, which is about 4,000 miles away, and it's a Sunday and it's 7 PM. So we went out and we fixed his puncher and we got him home. Without the ability to call us or any friends, he'd have been literally pushing his bike for 4 hours. Make sure, access to rescue, you've got some way of getting home. It's very important, especially when you've got to get to work. So there we are, pre-ride checks. This bike's safe to ride. I'm happy to ride it now. And you can learn from that information. If you get one of those dots that's out of line, simply get it torqued up, get the spanner out and do it up properly. If you've got your tyre pressures down, why is your tyre pressure down? Have you neglected it? If you check your tyre pressures for 3 days in a row and they're correct, and the 4th day you've dropped 5 pounds, it's information in here, isn't it? Why is that? Have I got a little tiny nail? It's all about making sure your bike is safe. So a new rider can go out there and start to learn. And they're the first rudimentary things that if you're not a mechanic, if you don't even know how to open your toolbox, at least you can do these things. And they're the same checks whether you own a Harley Davidson, A Raggedy Rat bike or a Hayabusa or a Goldwing or anything, they're the same checks. Check your tyres, check your bulbs, your horn, check everything's working and that you've got access, oil, fuel and to get home. So there you go. Thanks for tuning in and watching Delboy's Garage. Take it easy and ride safe.